Hello and welcome to DreadPathzone. I am Michael.
And I'm Tyler.
And we are here to play a game of Warpath Proper, which strangely seems to be the official name for Warpath, to distinguish it from Firefight.
Hey, you gotta do it.
So we are engaging in a very proper game of Warpath. It's a bit English of us.
Pinky out.
Indeed, but enough banter.
Never enough banter.
So 2,500 point game of Warpath for you today. I'm bringing in Enforcers, the Sevens Bolt.
So cool. Such a cool name. The Sevens Bolt. Ah, I'm already scared. And I'm bringing the Filthy Rats. I'm going to try out Veer Myn for the very first time, and I am pumped. I think it's going to be sweet. I have a lot of guys. I went on like a hobby binge and painted like 80% of them. They're like 80% done, so they look good on camera. And I painted it in like a week.
The reason Tyler's looking over there is because that's where his Vermin army is, just so you understand. What the heck is Tyler looking at? We're doing one interesting thing this battle. One, we are taking advantage of Mantic's awesome new secondary objective cards.
Yeah.
But we're going to do kind of a rolling dealing of them out.
We'll explain that as we go. But
yes.
Yeah, just be aware that we're going to try to switch up the rules a little, see how we like it.
This is a thing we're doing today, so you'll get to see how that goes. Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's jump into armies.
Here before you is the Sevens Bolt. They are an elite fast strike team that the Seven unleash upon rebel worlds. They strike down from the skies like a bolt of lightning. So we have here two interceptors, one with the fancy twin Polaris cannons, the other with the fancy twin burst lasers. Inside of the burst lasery one, we have one team of assault enforcers that are actually they are breach and eradicate team. In the other interceptor, we have one team armed with incinerators. Then getting to the main rest of the force, here we have the assault-oriented Strider, a team of jet bikes with missile launcher, one team of Pathfinders, one unit of two regular enforcers, one with burst lasers, one unit of two teams of peacekeepers, one with a burst laser. Then we have a unit of two teams of enforcers. This is Lieutenant Roca here. One more team of Pathfinders. There are those aforementioned breach and eradicate team inside of the interceptor. And then finally have one solo team of assault enforcers and one more team of missile launchering bikes. And finally, the Sevens Bolt, while being commanded by Lieutenant Roca, is also benefiting from the coordination of an orbital commander and one captain for a total of 11 glorious command dice.
And over here we have a whole bunch of rats. All right, let's get going. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's hop into it. I am bringing two brood mothers, two progenitors. I haven't decided exactly what squad to put them on yet. That's the Tangle in the middle. I haven't finished painting the Piper on top, but it's my little conversion. I hope you guys like it. I have some units of Nightmares, 3 units. So this unit over here has 2 of the heavy chem sprayers. These 2 have the heavy drills, and these 2 have the double drills. So lots of attacks on those guys. Then we have the bulk of the force over here. These are the Night Crawlers, so these are the shooter variant guys. 3 of these teams have the Spitter rifle, I think it's called. It's the longer ranged equipment option. So yeah, 3 of those have that, and the other 3 are naked at 30 points, which is sweet. And then we have the Stalkers, so these are the more assaulty variants, and 2 of them have the chem throwers, which are basically like flamethrowers. In the back we have 3 units of Maligny. They all have ray guns, so they're going to be kind of the shooty type in my army. I've got 2 of the Reaper Harness variants of Night Terrors, and 2 of the shooty Night Terrors. and then a formation of 3 heavy laser spitter, whatever you call those things. They all sound the same eventually, but it's the Rumbler platforms. And that is 2,500 points of Veer Myn. I'll be using the black dice. The blue dice will be the shared community dice, and I have 8 command dice. And here we go. So, Veer Myn are set up over there on the right, Enforcers on the left. This is our board for today. We are playing the Violent Encounter scenario. So every turn, usually the rulebook says end of the game, but we're going to try turn. Strategic assets are worth 1, and then kill total percentage is the other. So let's walk you through the terrain that we're using. Here we go. This building here is fortified. That one's fortified. The battle zones over there is fortified, and this one here is fortified. Anything else that is area terrain is defensible. This thing is going to just be treated as a line of sight blocker / hill. If you get on top of it, you'd have extended height. All the forests are height 4, so that way we can't fire between the buildings at each other. We think that'll be, it's fun to break it up a little bit. And yeah, here we go. Anything that's purple is a strategic asset. Let's see what our secondary objectives are now, and we shall get to killing each other. What do you think?
Sounds good.
All right, let's do it. So we have our handy dandy secondary objectives. So we're gonna draw 3 of them, and those are gonna be for the table. So these apply to both of us. And what do we have here, Michael?
Dominate. If you have claimed more strategic assets than your opponent at the end of the game, end of the turn game.
We're adjusting these.
3 VPs. That could be hotly contested. Meat Grinder. Each enemy, regular or large infantry unit is worth an additional 1 VP when destroyed.
Oh, that's gonna be easy.
Yep. Strategic asset G is worth triple the number of VPs for this turn.
G. Sweet. And then we are each going to draw one of our faction specifics, just because we just want to see how these work and what we like. So I have surprise attack. Actually, I can't do surprise attack because it involves reserves, and none of my guys are in reserve. So let's try it again. We're going to do loot the wreckage. Any vehicle that's destroyed remains on the table and becomes a strategic asset, and then I can take that. It's probably not going to come up for me, but.
And for me, I have bag and tag. Randomly choose an enemy infantry unit. That will prove to be somewhat difficult because Tyler has a lot of units. This unit contains a key asset wanted by the council. If I destroy this unit in assault, I gain 3 VPs.
All right, so that's how we're going to try to do this. We might have to adjust some of these cards as we go through. Some of them are very end of the gamey. But yeah, here we are, and yeah, deployment looks how it is. I have 2 big units and then some flanking guys, and let's see how this all works out for everybody. Activation 1 goes to the Veer Myn. Let's get going. And just for the record, that is objective G, right in the middle of no man's land. Couldn't have written of that one any better, I don't think. So yeah, Veer Myn, turn 1. I'm gonna have these guys enter this terrain piece over here.
I am starting by having my orbital commander deliver an orbital bombardment onto these nasty vermin heavy chem thrower. 2 dice hitting on 3 ups. I have 2 misses.
Oh my goodness.
So I may target because it's area effect, I can target an additional unit within 6 inches of it. So this will be against another heavy chem dude. I have 2 hits. Then this is AP 5, so this is on 2 ups. They both go. It's also blast 4d3, but I can only potentially destroy 1.
Correct.
I think it's safe to say that they're destroyed.
Yeah, I'll count that. So this guy, hey, I dodged 1. I'm alright with that. After some deliberation, we have determined that the unit here with the tag marker is the marked for death unit via bag and tag secondary objective. My Maligne are going to fire down the line at those peacekeepers. Right there. Only their heavy ray guns are in range, 32 inches, so they have 6 dice hitting on 4s. Any 1s, which I didn't roll any, luckily, those would have hit my guys because they have experimental weapons. Basically, they're super shoddy pieces of equipment. So I had 3, and then one of those was a 6. So I'll roll the 2 first.
Defense is 6.
And then this one has Shredder. Oh, sweet.
AP 4.
Oh, okay. So this one, the second one actually hits there because I rolled a 2. So that's 2 wounds, and then AP 4. So it's down to 2s, right?
Yes.
So that's a total of 4 successes. Sorry if that was a little sloppy. Them rats can shoot.
1 Peacekeeper team is down.
And then 2 suppression, 1 for getting shot, and 1 for losing a team. Way to go, rats.
So these Peacekeepers moving up. That was a 2. And now they are firing upon the Maligni inside that building. Burst laser has range. The regular guns of just 18 inches. And I'm 18 inches to the building.
So yeah.
So,
Yep.
so my Enforcer Peacekeepers, single team with Burst Laser, means they have 8 shots. The Burst Laser profile is the same as for the twin laser assault rifle, so I'm just rolling them together. Against the fortification, it means -2 modifier for hitting, so instead of 3s, I'm hitting on 5s. That is 1, 2. Their defense is 4. So with AP 1, wounding on 3-ups, I have 1 wound.
Resilience of 4, so they are okay. And since they are in fortified terrain, they will not take the suppression from getting shot at as they are unflinching. Alrighty, these guys are going to march on up into no man's land and pop some shots at the Peacekeepers. 8 dice hitting on 5-ups because of the obstacle in the way. Ha! Not great. They got 3, which I guess in theory is enough if I roll 3 6s here. And I didn't.
With 1 more suppression, that means they are suppressed. So flyer, flying at 16 inches. It can see over around everything because it is in the air. Technically it's like here, so it's going to fire down at that first heavy chem thrower. So this is 3 dice, firing, hitting on 3-ups. I get them all. AP 6, so I'm assuming that's 2+.
You'd be assuming correctly.
Wow! 1, so this is anti-tank 6. So this is times D6. So 4, so that is 4.
Even when you roll like crap, still effective. So, firing straight down the line and taking this guy out. On to that, this guy is going to fire at the aircraft as they can be seen all the time.
Yep.
And I'm going to throw a firestorm at it. I got it. Takes me down to 7 command dice, and I get to reroll this time. 6 dice, hitting on 4s normally, but 5s because it's a flyer. I only got 1, so here's where the firestorm kicks in. Try it again. Oh, dude, not cool. Not cool at all. So I need a 2+ on this. I got it. And then this is multiplied by D3. No, I didn't get it. So that didn't do anything. For hitting the target, that is 1 suppression now.
Snipers are firing on this open team there. So I get 4 dice for the Pathfinder team themselves, and then 4 dice for the dog drone, hitting on 3-ups, no intervening terrain. What's their defense?
4.
Defense of 4. So this wound on a 2 or more. These on 3 or more. 2. So 2 hits.
Dang. So just some suppression then. That's 2 suppressions, 1 for getting shot at, and 1 for the suppressive fire rule. So the other Malignus team inside this building is gonna try to polish off those Peacekeepers, or at least get more suppression on them. 6 dice hitting on 5. Oh, wow. Holy cow. And these are shredders. And one of those hits me. I don't think that's going to matter. Because only if I shot myself a lot would I die. So, miraculously, 4 of these now have Shredder and AP 5, I think. Yeah. Cool. So, AP 5, so 2 ups. That was there.
2, 3.
So, yep. 3, and then that 6 has Shredder. So, 4. And I think that polishes them off.
Their resilience is 3. Bye-bye, Peacekeepers.
Holy cow, that was amazing rolling. Hopefully I didn't just waste all of it at the very beginning. Interceptor flew from here to there and is going to fire at the Rumbler?
Yep.
Oh, at the Rumbler in the back.
Double burst laser business, 10 dice, hitting on 3 ups. AP2, wounding on 4 ups.
Yeah,
4, 5, we've got it.
And poof, there it goes. Just gonna move these stalkers up to this piece right there.
Pathfinder team, entering forest. And they're gonna shoot at these visible dudes here. Hitting on 3 ups.
Boy, your dice are cold.
Not so great. What's their defense?
4.
Defense of 4. These will be 2 ups. These are 3 ups. 2 ups, so 3.
That'll kill team. Goodbye, crawlers. I'm going to double move these stalkers right up against this terrain piece.
This unit of enforcers entering the forest. Fire on this moved up team here. This is just hitting on 4 ups because they are half obscured by cover. So that is 1. Roll to wound. It does wound, but does not destroy.
That puts them at a nerf of 2, which normally would ground them, but they are still within 12 inches of the bad Mama Jamma. This marked for death unit is just going to double move right up to there.
Rolling to refresh flyer. I get it. I do not get either dice back.
Hooray! And this
Flyer flying. Veer. Shooting down mean guys with mean guns.
mean building.
Normally would hit on a 3, hitting on 5s. That's really terrible.
That's awful. Wow.
Defense of 4, putting on 2s, so I got wound, but it matters not.
And they take 1 suppressive fire token from the rule. The Night Terror is going to move up like so.
My Strider, going 6 over to here, hang behind this cover, and then is going to flamethrower the building.
Uh-oh.
So flamethrower always hitting on 3s due to saturation. I just get 1.
Man.
I told you, Tyler, I didn't want to use these dice because they were terrible. But you said the white ones show better up on film than the red.
They do, and I'm sorry.
Can't
help you all the time.
All right, now, so that's 1 for the blast quality of it.
D3.
So that is 3 and 3, so that's 6. So now this is the number that I'm rolling to damage with, which you said the defense is 5. So these, wounding on 4s. I get 3.
And they are unscathed by the flames, miraculously. Keep up the bad dice rolling, I like it. The Tangle is going to use its 2 orders it gets per turn to give these guys Firestorm. And they got it. So now they are going to fire at that recently moved Strider. 6 dice, hitting on 5s. Holy cow! Rerolling these for Firestorm. Oh, there's 2 ones. So 2 of those hits go to me, but my resilience is 4, so they're gonna be okay. I have 2 normal hits, AP 4, so this will be on 3s, both succeeding, and these are the Shredders with the additional AP from Experimental. So one of those goes through, because it's an extra AP. So I have a total of 3, which I don't believe is enough.
Resilience 4.
Okay, yeah, resilience 4. So, some suppression with it.
1 suppression. This unit is going to fire at these folks here. Switching up to my ancestral red dice, because they may be harder to see, but they roll better. Hitting on 4-ups.
Or so he says.
Normally 3s, but obscured.
Yeah, they do roll better.
Wounding on, what's the defense? 4, so 3s. They are gone.
I would say so. Well, that was to be expected, I think. These guys are going to move up 6 inches up to this barricade, and 18 inches from there, I just measured, is the edge of that building, so they're going to fire the chem thrower into that fortified building. So this is 2 dice. I need a 6-up. I got 1. It is experimental as well, so this will be Shredder, and this is multiplied by 2d3. So I got 4, which could be enough to kill a team, hopefully. This is AP 2 on your defense of 5, so we're looking at 3s. I might have got it. I got.
You have 3.
3.
There, I think there.
This is Shredder as well, but I didn't get it. So your resilience is 4, and they are okay.
These bikes flying in alongside here so that they may benefit from being around cover, and they're going to shoot up at
These guys.
mean guys. So red dice are hitting on 5s, blue dice for the blast missile launcher hitting on 4-ups. Is one of the teams suppressed and one not?
Yes, they're separate.
I'll shoot at the, but they both have the same armament?
Yeah, actually, well, the top one has a commander.
Okay, I'll shoot at the top one.
Yeah, and that's the suppressed one.
Great. Both of those are good.
That's what really matters here.
Yep, those are good. Now rolling for blast, which is D3 plus 1. D3, so 2, so 3. So those will be multiplied by 3.
Yikes.
6 and 2. So now everything's AP1. Their defense is 4. So hitting on 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Got
5.
'em.
We've got them.
I gotta say, they did their job at least.
Yeah. Yeah, they were solid.
Ouch. This here Night Terror is going to hop up right there. That'll be it for him. The Broodmother and her posse are going to... Oh no, I knew that wasn't going to work. They're going to go up here. And that'll be their activation. Michael said that I can go for a while because I have a lot of guys. These guys are going to dash on up there. Both of these units are going to do something very similar. Granted, it will be at different times, technically. But they're going to exit that terrain piece, and they're going to do the same. And both of them have the chem throwers, and they're going to target that building with the Pathfinders. So we're shooting on 6 pluses. Nope. And this is the other unit. Also nope. These fellas here are going to double move. Put some pressure on soon. These guys are going to rally. Whoop-de-doo. They got both of them gone. And with the rally, they get a move, action, and they'll end their move there. Night Terror is just going to jump up in this party of night crawlers. These guys are going to bring up the rear, just kind of tuck in right there, and take a shot at the missile launchers. It's a long shot, but it'll... 3 dice, needing 6s. Not a thing.
I'm giving a move order onto these enforcers previously. So they were successful, and they move into and take this forest, which is earned an additional 3 victory points at the end of this turn.
Should they survive?
Should they survive.
This Night Terror is going to enter the terrain here and fire at the guys on the objective over here. In the midst of activating a bunch of guys, I failed to realize that this Night Terror was left alone, which if I was really paying attention, I wouldn't, and Michael's agreed that I can move him up and do this without the risk, of rolling.
There was an obvious
there was an easy
to avoid this.
Yeah. So thank you, Michael. You're being a gentleman and a scholar, and there's 2 of us left. Anyways, on to the shooting. Just to confuse the audience even more, if I were to do this, these guys wouldn't be here yet when he moves, so he's not going to shoot this turn. All right. The slate is clean for now, I think. The Broodmother on this side and her posse are going to enter this terrain piece and then fire at those guys. The black dice from the handheld chem spitter thrower, whatever they call those things, on the regular guys are the black dice, and then the bright blue ones are the heavy chem throwers, and so these are much better. Hitting on 6s.
Is this blessed stuff?
The light blue ones are, yes. So 5s and 6s. So I have 2 6s here. This is an experimental gun. I only had one, so no worries there. Now it's blast 2d3. So that is 3, 4, putting me at a total of 12. 12 dice. It's actually 3d3. There's another 3, so that'll be 16 dice, I believe, at AP 3, so this should be easy work.
They're done.
Yeah, they're done.
And erupt in flames, and they are flying over here. And they are going to shoot onto the other mean shooty guys. All right, so reds hit on 5s, blues hit on 4s. 2 shabby. This is blast D3 plus 1. So that is, 2 plus 1 is 3, so I will get 3 of these shots. Then this is all AP 1. So
3s.
Defense, so wounding on 3s. I have 3.
Oh.
And their nerve is...
Or their resilience.
Their resilience is 4.
I'm going to refresh these guys with the Broodmother. Oh, barely. I got a 1 and a 1.
Who's getting
total of 2? Just these guys.
Oh, okay. Oh.
And they're going to activate, hop up here, because you're out of activations, right?
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, I could refresh myself, I suppose.
Yep. And they are going to shoot at the bikes. This is 8 dice hitting on 4s because it's a close range. Not really. They only got 2, and your resilience, I'm sure, is better than that, so...
It's 2.
Boo. Just 1 suppression. Last thing I'm going to do is move the tangle over that way. The end of the round, your plane is really blocking this stuff. And so we have worked this out to the point where Michael is going to get 3 victory points for the meat grinder for killing units. He killed the rumblers, a couple crawlers, and some maligny. So he's going to get 3 for that. We decided not to share those. I have more strategic assets as opposed to Michael, so I got 3. And I also was able to claim asset G at the end of this turn, which is another 3. And we will calculate the other strategic assets right now. So we are going to calculate the kills at the end of the game for the percentages. But as of right now, the score is 16 to
6
in favor of the rats.
3 new missions here. Capture at all cost. Strategic asset J is worth triple points. Total annihilation. If your opponent lost a higher proportion of their force than you at the end of
The turn.
gain 3 VPs. And then take and
That
hold.
could be dicey. That's right in the middle. I like
Yeah. Pick a piece of defensible terrain that is closest to the opponent's deployment zone than your own. Occupying that terrain piece at the end of the turn gives 3 VPs.
I think we should both do that.
Yep.
Pick a
Yeah.
terrain piece. Cool. Alrighty, so objective J is this guy right here, worth triple at the end of this round. I have nominated this terrain piece as the one I would like to take, and Michael has nominated this one that he would like to take. Let's see if we can get that.
And flyer shooting into dudes there. 10 nasties hitting on 5-ups because of the cover. Wounding on, what's the defense? 4. Wounding on 2s.
Easy peasy.
Done.
Got him. Oh no! Oh yeah! I'm gonna have the Tangle do this with his free 2, and he's going to give a move to the Night Terror. Oh, double 3s. That's the oh my goodness. Doesn't matter. He got it, and that gives him 28 inches of movement, like a dirty, filthy animal. And he's going to engage the jet bikes. He's going to make a charge reaction, and he's going to move away like a pansy, leaving this guy to move 1 move instead of his crazy charge. So now he's just going to go 7 inches into that terrain piece instead.
I'm going to issue a firestorm on my Strider. Get it, and I get it back.
Nice.
Lovely. And for the record, because I have an orbital commander and everyone has communications, I can effectively give an order to anyone at any time.
Must be nice, okay? We get it, alright? You have fancy equipment. We have dirty, rusty, old chemical equipment.
So hitting on 3-ups.
Oh, you're shooting at these guys in the building?
In the building. Hitting on 3-ups. And I get to re-roll miss. Okay, so now for blast, which is times 2d3. So 1, 2, 3. So it'll be 9 total. Scary. Now wounding on 5-ups. 2. Oh my god. 3.
Or isn't it wounding on 4s? If you want?
Oh.
But you rolled a bunch of 3s and no 4s,
It
so
doesn't matter. Yeah, okay.
Oh, what a whiff. Ouch. This building is taking a lot of fire, but somehow is still standing. Alright, this Night Terror is going to activate, move up 7 inches, and then fire its crazy gun.
Thank you for the catch.
He's okay. He's alright. And he's going to fire
What's
into
the
that
matter,
building.
Flyer? Why'd you fall over?
Can't fly. So this is 4 dice, hitting on 3s because of saturation. He got 2. 2 of the ones for experimental, but that doesn't matter on this one because he has a high enough resilience. So I'm a fan of that. This is multiplied by 2d3. So I have times 4, so that'll be 8 dice. So that's 8 dice at AP2. So I need some 3s. Oh my god, look at all those 1s and 2s.
Oh!
That's ridiculous.
Oh!
So this is Shredder though. I had 1. How does that even work? So I have 1 6 there, so I have a chance to kill a unit. Yes, I have 4, which meets the resilience, I believe, of one of those guys.
Yes. So, suppression for the hit, suppression for
Or
losing.
not for the hit.
Oh, not for the hit, just suppression for losing a team because they're in fortified business.
Yeah.
Cool. My flyer. 1 failure.
Not this time.
1 and a 0.
He loses 2 command dice.
Nada.
Everybody cheers
Those
on the
are out.
rats.
So that means I will have to do something else.
Big risk,
They're gonna
big
fly
reward.
foot to the other side here and shoot at them.
Alright.
Trying to do hit and run tactic. It is a failure.
It is?
Yep.
Oh no.
So they move up anyway.
Oh, that's
Um.
and they're shooting anyway?
Yep. 3 ups. So miss, miss, miss. This gets blast of D3 plus 1. So that is 1 plus 1 is 2. So I will get 2 dice. Now these will roll to wound, which will be on 4s. I have 4.
So that's enough to kill a team, but if it overloads the unit and there's a brood mother there, she has protection. So this unit instead will basically jump in the way, bravely sacrificing themselves, and they die rather than my good unit. Yay, rat shenanigans!
Yay, playing against opposing armies for the first time.
Yeah, that's true. Since those jet bikes are now activated, I'm gonna have this Night Terror go do his thing.
Yep.
Oh, can take the tree with him. So AP2, 10 dice. So I'm killing stuff on 3s. That's
Yeah, they are
plenty.
gone.
And they could attack at half their attacks, but they only have 2, so there's no point in rolling for it. Awesome.
These folks are firing on this happy guy here. Firestorm. It is a firestorm, but I don't get an ice back. So hitting on 3s. To re-roll these.
Good thing too. Oh,
Cool. Defense of
5.
5. So I will wound on 4s. 2, 3, and
And miraculously, he survives again. Michael, I don't know what needs to happen, but it needs to happen for you. You gotta start getting those 4 dice instead of 3.
you know, I have to agree with that sentiment.
Yeah, it's just too many close calls. And that's 1 suppression token on that guy. Or no, it's not. He's unflinching. Just kidding. No suppression token because he's unflinching. The progenitor back here is going to issue a move, move, move for his unit, and they got it. So now they are going to leave this terrain piece with a double move and engage the Strider. Black dice are the normal combat drills, and the blue dice are the heavy ones. So the heavy is on a 3, and the other ones are on a 5. Nothing on those. They have Shredder. Nothing there. So I have 3 successes times D3 plus 1 for anti-tank. 1 plus 1, so times 2 would be 6 total, which should be enough to pop that bad boy. So it blows up 2 inches at D6 AP1, so that's 4.
4 AP1.
Yep. So that's hits him, and if you roll well here, you can kill a team.
Your defense is 5.
It is.
Okay, so 4s.
Oh, not quite. So that is their activation. Pathfinders shooting at the nightmares.
4 dice at AP2, and 4 dice at AP1. Suppressive firing tag.
Hitting on 2.
Hitting on 2s. They're all hits.
Except that.
Oh, except that one.
Say that one more time.
The reds are running on 3s, whites on 4s. 3 whites on, and of course, once again, I have 3
No, you're
hits.
bad. Not sure what to say here. But they do take some suppressive fire. I
So
believe
they would take 2, 1
2.
for getting shot, 1 for suppressive fire. They're also tagged. Not that I don't think anything else is going to shoot at them.
Maybe. This Night Terror is going to go up 7 inches, and that is exactly 12 inches away from the building over here. So he's going to shoot. So 2 dice hitting on 3s. I got 1 times 2d3. So that is 3, 4, 5. So a total of 5 hits now. At 80, enough to blur it by 2 plus. And
4, they
we got
are
4.
out.
Just enough. Nice sound effects. I like it.
It's my conservatory style theater training at work.
He's properly trained. Bust out the pipe.
He's hopping. Boom. He's gonna unloose.
He's gonna crap these guys at the back.
He's letting go his assault team
So cinematic.
to take this, which means
Whoa. Didn't see that one coming.
paint in there too. So
Oh.
drop that. Suddenly,
This is
clearly I should glue this together.
interesting. I've never thought about taking it off.
Oh yeah. The twin Polaris cannons are going to shoot down at those guys. Hits on 3s. I've got him.
Holy cow.
Wounds on 2s. I've got him.
Finally!
That's
Hooray!
pretty funny.
These guys got lit up. Laser cannons out of absolutely nowhere.
Having dropped into there, are going to shoot these dudes here. Yikes! Got a rocket flamethrower. Those will hit on 3s. The other ones will hit on 3s as well. So no. The blues are blast 2d3. So blasting with those. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So times 5.
Oh boy.
So that'll be 10.
Oh
4,
So
8, 10. And then all this is AP1, so on 4s.
Yeah.
I think I
that's
got
not
both those
good.
teams.
I think, yeah. Your flamethrowers did some serious work there.
Super.
Ouch.
Birding.
Take out our tank? I think not.
That's the smell of rat barbecue.
Ooh,
Hope you brought a nice spicy sauce.
Chinese food. Ha! I can say it because I'm half Chinese. These here guys, including the Pistolero with the double chem pistols. Ray pistols, I think is what they're called. He's gonna move up like so, and they're gonna fire just for the heck of it into that building.
Cool.
All 6s, all the time. Nope.
Move to them.
throwing 2 command dice at it because I want it to work. I get 1 back.
Nice.
So,
Good enough.
totally fine. So they are leaving terrain and charging this unit here.
Nice.
Tier defense 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Defense 4. So I need 5, and I have 5 dice because I've been halved. Ooh.
They would
close.
normally get 10 attacks.
Yeah, they have a lot. They're awesome. It's just getting them there.
4 up. Come on. I got it.
Oh yeah.
4 exactly. I take them out.
Well, 3 would have done it, but yes, take them out.
Oh, because there was.
And they got destroyed. Wah, wah. And with their consolidation, they get 1 move, and they're gonna take it, obviously. Get away from some scary stuff. Move, move, move order. Not so much. So these guys are going to instead move up 6 inches. Cool. I'm going to try the same thing. Michael's done with his activations, by the way, so I'm going to be taking over for a while. These guys are going to get the last command dice that I have. It's not Tangle related. Oh, you kidding me? No, they didn't get it. So they are gonna do jack diddly squat. Instead of being worthwhile, they are going to move up 6 inches, and they're going to shoot at those guys with the 1 heavy weapon that they have. So this is 2 dice at blast 2d3. I need 5s to hit, and I did not get them. Next up, these guys are going to move forward 6 inches and fire at that team as well. 8 dice hitting on 6s. I only got 1, so no point. This is a refresh.
I get it.
For these guys. Since being refreshed, they're firing at the Night Terror.
3 ups. Or is it half range? It's better accuracy or
Yes. Well, it's 6 inches.
6 inches? That's right. 6 or less. Lovely. It's all
Holy cow.
AP1. So his defense is
5.
So on 4s.
Oh yeah, you got him.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, barely got him. But yes, you got him. Woo! Splat. There goes 150 points. These guys are going to just kind of readjust within this building. Since the whole building counts as the asset, that helps. Certainly. And then they will fire at that squad right there. Hitting on 5s with their heavy heat ray, whatever they're called. Heavy ray guns.
Their accuracy is 4 or.
Yes. So they got 2, and this actually might matter. 2 wound. It's on 2s, but they have shredder, so they might get some extra goodness here. Nope. Nothing. Well, some suppression. Really kept track, but there's these suppressions. These guys are going to move in to this terrain. At this juncture in time, Michael has previous obligations, and things are pretty much wrapped up, I think, anyways.
The scope of where the battle is going does seem clear.
You're so tall, I can't get you in the board in the same picture. Oh, there you go.
Ta-da.
Nice. So yeah, let's debrief a little bit and get the final tally on this thing. This was a really fun game. I like the way the back and forth of the thing worked. I think you got super unlucky, but we'll get into that right now.
So all in all, a really exciting game.
That's the way to do it. With the, I like it. With,
Ditto.
With
I feel like
the constant earning points, and I feel like, yes, you could get unlucky with the cards. Like we actually drew very neutral. The strategic asset, you know, it was like right in the middle of the board.
Mm-hmm.
I could see the cards being, you know, you guys are already on the strategic asset. You draw the card, whoop-de-doo, they get it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, that puts more pressure for the opponent to try to kill those guys. So I think it worked out really well.
Totally. It was really exciting to, throughout the game, be going for the same objectives and knowing what the value has been.
Yeah.
I feel like most of mine and Tyler's games, it's usually a final grab for objectives like in the last turn.
Yeah, and our big
which
gripe
leads to a
is-
particular dynamic
Exactly.
of non-engagement.
Our big gripe used to be that we didn't want to leave our comfy homes to go out and get objectives because you don't earn anything. But on this one, man, you go out there and you have to get the objectives. It puts like a fire on your butt to go try to claim all those buildings, try to claim all the forests. You know, I think it worked out
Totally.
really well, and that's the way to do it from now on.
In terms of the VPs earned, like because there's much more opportunities to claim victory points for objectives, and especially because we're doing that every turn, it definitely gives a significant advantage to swarmier armies, to armies with more teams of fewer point values. So that's something for us to like look at and consider how we want to work more specifically with these missions in using them in this way. But the overall, even with that, the overall game experience was just so exciting.
Better.
Yeah.
Veer Myn are awesome, by the way. I rolled really great. I rolled above average on my shooting, I think, for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of those guys should have just fizzled, but they were hitting pretty consistently. And you were like this close on at least like 7
far
or 8
too many
units.
shoot actions with 1 damage shy from eliminating a unit.
But it was brutal.
Such is Warpath.
Yeah, it's all or nothing. I really enjoyed this game. I think the list you brought might be... Yours is definitely more of an all-comers kind of thing, because it had a lot of anti-tank stuff.
Yes.
That had
I had a lot of
impact.
A number of pieces of weaponry that weren't fantastic against Vermin, that something else would have been more ideal. And this is just the question of are you building and playing a list like for a tournament or for a general environment?
I just
to
brought.
kind of
I literally brought every
situations.
Veer Myn model I have.
Yeah.
So that was my list.
Yeah.
But yeah. Do you have any standout units that you thought were really great? Do you have anything that you thought was a big letdown?
Assault enforcers with incinerators are just fantastic.
Yeah, they proved their effectiveness.
Especially being able to drop out in strike when needed. The Strider was so close to being really fantastic. It was just slightly unfortunate.
He really
should have done better. I was really happy that I took him.
And you put him in the right spot too, because he was able to flame a building, which is the whole purpose of flamers.
Yes.
Like, you did everything right, and nothing went right for you, I feel.
Yeah, it's too bad, but it was cool anyway. I'm glad. I've been reluctant to take like assault striders in general, because in a lot of our past games, I feel like just shooting has been so huge that it would never happen. But I felt like we had enough forests, that there was enough opportunity for units to
and fortified
not
terrain.
be in line of sight. Still
in our
terrain.
Our previous games, we haven't brought fortified terrain, and that makes a huge difference. But I think we were afraid to use it because it seemed so powerful.
Well, it was very powerful, and we had, for a while, like, it was kind of, we did everything as fortified terrain.
And the problem is that's pretty much when you were playing Asterians too, and they have shields.
Yeah,
so shields
true.
and fortified
shields
terrain,
and fortified terrain
that gets dumb.
Is crazy.
But
this felt like a really nice mix of, there was some fortifications, there was general defensible terrain, there was a number of forests blocking up line of sight. Overall, I felt like the terrain setup was effective and interesting.
Yeah. Sorry if I keep looking off into space, because the table's right there, so I look like a crazy person. We can't not look at
cool models.
Yeah, it's your eyes drawn to the right things.
MVPs for you, Tyler?
Oh, my ending VPs? Or
MVP.
Oh, MVP.
Most valuable players, not most victory points.
I gotta say the Malignus with the heavy ray guns, because they hit on 4s or 5s if you're in cover, and they have like AP4, and they're awesome. Those are my shooty guys. They killed peacekeepers right off the bat. That was nice. Yeah, those units are definitely my favorite.
I should have checked what the range of those units were, because I just assumed Vermin. Well, all the ranges are crap, right?
Most of them are.
I wasn't concerned about the peacekeepers.
Also, the heavy chem throwers on the nightmares, the guys with the 2 big-handed chem thrower guys, those are crazy effective, because they get 3d3 or something on the blast, and they're really nasty.
Yeah.
I really like the dynamic on the Veer Myn of trying to maintain those nightmares. I think I might bring fewer nightmares next time, because it is a real risk if you don't have them properly surrounded by your guys.
And
But
if the
I really
game
like
went
that
longer
mechanic,
and more
too.
little teams would have gone down, that would have started being more of a...
Yeah, because then you have a third of a chance every time you activate that you're gonna crump your own guys potentially. I think I really like that dynamic though, because it makes you have to bring those smaller, nightmare, night stalker, not nightmares, stalkers and whatever they're called, creepers.
Stalkers, night stalkers, nightmare,
Whatever's-
nightmare stalkers,
The little
stalking
guys,
nightmares,
the tiny little guys, they matter. and I
creeper
like that.
nightmare, stalker mares.
Terror. Don't forget Terror Mare. Yeah, I'm digging this whole thing. I'm excited for this new wave of Warpath now that everyone has it. More people are going to be playing. This is good. We had some good rules committee type feedback on this one too. A few things we need to clarify and check up on. So that was also effective in terms of playtesting. Just double check things. Flyers this game weren't nearly as powerful as
They seem
have
reasonable.
been.
They're,
Yeah, they still seem super cheap.
I mean, they're points for points. Like the enforcer
unit.
flyer, the interceptor with the 10 dice AP2. This is the same price as a team of bikes that either have a burst laser or that have missile launchers.
Yeah,
And
there's-
clearly, it's more maneuverable. It's way more firepower, and it's a transport
With
and
high
with
defense.
high, and with 8
They're
plus
great,
defense.
but this game
so
they weren't the
for their
greatest.
point cost, they are on a completely different level
Yeah.
compared to many or most, some large or significant proportion of units. They are, yeah.
I think that about does it for what I have to say about this game. The final score, I believe, we did it really quickly at the end, was 26.
To 15 in
To
Tyler's
15.
favor.
Had the game gone on, I think I would just crawl on more strategic assets, as your guys didn't have quite enough to deal with every small unit. That's actually
Yeah.
the big advantage of Veer Myn, is that you can only target one team at a time, instead of you do crazy damage and the whole unit gets wiped away. It's always just little chunks. So
Yeah.
I'm liking the Veer Myn. I'm glad I painted them up. I look
I
forward to
have more
seeing your
respect
7
for the
bolts.
vermin than I had before.
You're used to Dead Zone Veer Myn. That's a different story. Although they're
That's
on the
fair.
way
It gives
too.
them a bad
So-
rap, but that rap is improving because there's a nice FAQ for a
Indeed.
new iteration of the vermin.
So go check that out. I think that does it here. If
Ditto.
you have anything else to say,
Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and keep rolling 8s.
yeah.